Raja Rao, along with Mulk Raj Anand and R.K. Narayan, is one of the three pillars of Indo-Anglian fiction. In this novel, Raja Rao experiments with third-person narrative though the eyes of an old woman named Achakka. The tale in the novel is not narrated by the novelist himself. The narrator is an old woman who is a grandma. She narrates these events later to a stranger who happens to come to Kanthapura. She had been personally involved in the events which form the substance of the novel. She is a woman with a balanced mind, sound common sense, and the gift of shrewd observation with humorous style. Instead of using Western style, he uses the ancient method of storytelling, which, according to him, is true to the Indian atmosphere and which gives an Indian flavor to the novel. Also, Raja Rao tries to show the difference of language used by an educated man and by an uneducated man. Further, the novelist explores the various superstitions of Indian culture. Throughout the novel, Raja Rao uses some popular Indian words and phrases which are typical to Indian culture, and he tries to Indianize the English language, right? The novel explores Gandhian philosophy of truth, non-violence, and sacrifice. Kanthapura. Kanthapura is the first marvelous creation of Raja Rao, which came up in 1938 with its success all over the world. Kanthapura is Raja Rao's first novel, which is now considered a classic in Indian English fiction. Kanthapura is a typical South Indian village which gets united at the call of Mahatma Gandhi for the motherland. It is a political story of India's freedom struggle amalgamated with the traditions and with the culture of India. Friends, as we know that literature, it is all about experimentation, it is all about experiments with different literary words and with different styles. A writer experiments with various innovative narrative techniques in order to make his work effective, right? A literary work can be analyzed through various angles, and narrative technique is one of the most important angles to judge a work of art. And today's topic is about narrative technique that is used by Raja Rao in Kanthapura. Hello friends, welcome to ELS English Literature Studies with Kaur Harpreet. Friends, please share and subscribe my channel, and thanks for your positive comments I'm getting on a daily basis. And before jumping directly to the topic, let us discuss the story of Kanthapura in brief. And if you know the story, you can skip that part, right? Kanthapura. Kanthapura is a typical caste-ridden South Indian village situated amidst the beauty of nature in the province of Kara, Karnataka. This village is an epitome of unity in diversity. Murthy or Murthapa, the protagonist of the novel, is a young boy who comes in contact with Mahatma Gandhi, right? Utterly transformed inwardly and outwardly, Murthy leaves for the village to become Gandhi of the village, Kanthapura. Fearing his dedication and his impact over other people of the village, some hypocritical persons or some unsatisfied persons like Bhatta, the first Brahmin, and others who were not satisfied or those who were hypocritical by nature, they raised an arm against this protagonist, this Murthy and his colleagues. They were against Murthy and his colleagues, right? Somehow, they also managed to excommunicate him, and by this terrible shock, his mother dies. But Murthy continues his work without break, even with greater force, and the formation of the Kanthapura Congress Committee has been done. Kanthapura becomes a microcosm of the macrocosm, since the village undergoes the same kind of experience as India was in that crucial period of transition, right? Now this village is an ideal village which has taken a different shape under the leadership of Murthy. The whole story is narrated by the narrator Achakka, an old woman who happened to be the witness of all the minor and major events of the village flooded with her comments and her unique style of narration. This style is so lively, that's why we can say that the success of Kantapura lies in its narrative technique, right? The choice of such a narrator serves several useful purposes. Making this old woman the narrator enables Raja Rao to mingle fact and myth in an effective manner. Raja Rao here he has consciously used myth as a technique in the manner of such modern English writers like T.S. Eliot, W.B. Yeats, right? The reason why he has used mythological motifs in his novel. The reason is because even the illiterate are familiar with Indian mythological stories and they are also involved in that. Raja Rao used myths to glorify the present and to impart the novel a rare dignity and status of an epic. He has made an attempt to show the parallelism between Ramayana and Kantapura, right? The way in which Ramayana is narrated by the sage Valmiki, Achakka, who is an old woman of Kantapura, acted as the narrator and commentator. She compares Gandhiji with Ram and India with Sita. Gandhi's going to England is compared to Sri Ramchandraji's exile, right? Like Ayodhya, Kantapura is a traditional caste-ridden village which is away from all the modern ways of living. In Ramayana, Sri Ram did a heroic fight against Ravan, and in Kantapura, Raja Rao has presented Mahatma Gandhi as a hero who fights with non-violent weapons, right? A war between Rama and Ravan results in the death of many people. Here in Kantapura, Raja Rao has shown that many people also died or imprisoned or they were forced with lathis by the British people. The way in which Sri Ram fought with Ravan and liberated Sita, Mahatma Gandhiji also brought Swaraj for Indians by non-violent weapons. And the narrator believes that Mahatma Gandhi has attained the status of God and Murthy is regarded as an avatar. Mahatma Gandhi comes to our mind as a picture of a large and blue Sayadari mountain on whose slope the pilgrims climbed to the top, while Murthy is seen as a small mountain. The novel starts with simple narration about one of the villages in South India. Later, it evolves to entire India. Raja Rao blends the various myths with that of Gandhiji's freedom movements very harmoniously. To show the genuineness of his novel, he used the Hindu epic myth. Rao uses these myths in order to achieve his goal. It is not only the myths but his intellectual power and his ability to utilize the Indian words that makes the novel popular. Talking about the narrator of this novel, Achakka, she is both the narrator and commentator. If you remember, the same device has been employed by Joseph Conrad in the novel Lord Jim, right? She had been personally involved in the events. Here I am talking about Achakka, that she had been personally involved in the events which form the substance of the novel. Not only does she narrate, she also comments, and her comments are well balanced. They serve to impart realism and authenticity to the narrative. The story acquires a dramatic character. The narration is dramatic. It varies according to the requirements of the actions and situations. Her personality colors the whole non-cooperation movement. All is recollected and narrated by his persona. Her manner of telling the tale is characteristically Indian, feminine with the spontaneity that is coupled with swiftness. And this increases not only understanding, but it is a journey into the culture and tradition and legacy of India. Raja Rao sometimes uses flashback technique in order to give stylistic effect to the narrative, right? When the grandma narrates the story of her past life to her grandchildren, she tells the story in a very confusing manner. Maybe that is because of her age, because of her oldness. While narrating the story, she was not able to remember the name of famous Indian gods and finds herself confused to distinguish between Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu, right? Another important aspect of Raja Rao's narrative style is appropriate use of language. He molds the language according to the situation. Particularly talking about Kanthapura, Rao has tried to present the language of each and every person. He exposes that an educated man used a different language than that of an uneducated person, right? On one side, grandma speaks as a typical old lady. On other side, Murthy is a young and educated man filled with Gandhian thoughts and ideas. He uses the language of an educated person. Second thing I noticed, Raja Rao also shows that the woman's language is totally different from man. Ladies' main concern is household matters and about their clothing rather than men. Raja Rao has used various myths in Kanthapura, and by using this, the author makes its narrative very simple to understand for an Indian reader. He uses the myths of goddess Kenchama, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, etc. Right? Lord Krishna is presented as a mythical character. The narrator compares Gandhiji with Lord Krishna and the Britishers with Kans. Then Lord Rama is also presented as a mythical character in the novel. According to the grandmother, Swaraj is Sita, Mahatma is Ram, and Nehru is brother Bharat. Here the narrator considers Gandhi as a god in invisible avatar and the young Murthy as a visible avatar. In this way, the structure of Kanthapura is, we can say, is Puranic and mythical characters. Mythical characters are juxtaposed within present time. Raja Rao presents goddess Kenchama as mythical character, and according to the villagers, this goddess provides them food, gives them everything, and it is also believed that in presence of this goddess, every disease vanishes. At the end, the narrative technique or the narrative art of Raja Rao's novel is the crowning charm. Man and God constantly mingle in our narration, and in this way, the happenings in a remote village are transformed into an Gandhian epic, right? Kanthapura acquires the dimensions of an epic, the epic of India's struggle for freedom. Kanthapura would have lost its real charm, suspense, and its beauty in the absence of its real narrative technique. So friends, this is all about today's topic. I hope you will like my content, and if you like it, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. And if you are new to my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for watching.